Day 2020, the start of summer, but more importantly, the celebration of all those that have fought in the United States military, both past, present, and in the future. We thank you guys. That's what it's all about. I hope you get to take a break today and just kind of be with the people that you love and celebrate all the freedom that you've given the United States and all of its people. So thank you. Luckily, we're starting to get some of our freedoms back from this COVID-19 mess. Man, it's been absolutely a nightmare. I hope you guys are making out okay. Here in Delaware, they just started lifting the restrictions and allow people to get back onto the beaches and to the local businesses. It's limited, but it's a step in the right direction. So we've got friends coming over. We've got family coming over, and today is all about a brisket from Lobel's, a prime grade 9-pound beautiful brisket. I barely had to do anything to this brisket, kept it as simple as I possibly could as far as seasoning goes, and put it on the 24x48 Lone Star grills. That thing's an absolute dream. I mean, absolute dream. Temperatures stay consistent right where you want them. Absolutely wonderful product. Go check out Lone Star. Links down in the description below. We're gonna be smoking along at about 225 to 250, somewhere in there, and for about 4 to 5 hours. And I anticipate right about that time I'm gonna have the color on the brisket that I want, and the temperature is gonna be somewhere around stall, which is about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when I'm gonna wrap it in some foil. I'm gonna put some apple juice, some butter, some beef broth, wrap it all nice and tight, put it back on the smoker, probably raise the temps up to 275 and let that thing come on into the finish line. Thinking about 9 hours or so cook time. Started off in the rain. It really didn't have much of an effect. It just, I like to get a brisket on early when I know I'm serving it for dinner. And, that allows me to have a little bit of a window in case things don't go the way that I want. Guys, I don't cook the time. I get a lot of people that ask me about how long do you cook this or how long do you cook that. I don't cook. I don't set time limits on anything. I estimate a window that's usually quite a bit more than what I need. And then, I cook to temperature and tenderness. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today on this brisket. I'll show you exactly what I mean.
This is the first piece of meat that I've gotten from Lobel's, and it is a 9-pound prime grade whole packer brisket, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and open this brisket up, and there's very, very little trimming that I need to do. Just a couple of little places, and that's it. They did a phenomenal job at getting this brisket ready, so it's basically ready to go right on the smoker. I'm gonna use some Cosmos Texas beef here. It's a very simple rub, and it just works perfect for beef and brisket. And then the main star when it comes to brisket, outside of the brisket itself, is coarse black pepper, and a lot of it. And I do season the fat side as well. Just, any chance of getting more flavor on this brisket, I'm all for it. I know a lot of it will melt and run off, but some of it's definitely gonna soak in. We're going to start this cook in the rain, unfortunately, but it was just starting to finish. Let's go ahead and get this fire started. Now I went ahead and let the brisket come up to room temperature, and that took about 1.5 to 2 hours. I always start my fires in the Lone Star with a brim of charcoal, and then I put a couple of logs on top. Today we're smoking with a mixture of hickory and cherry, as well as a little white oak. And to get that fire going nice and hot, I open the vents, and then we wait for the smoke to clean up. Once that smoke is nice and clean, it's time to go ahead and get the brisket on. And you see how much room this Lone Star has on it. It's just a absolute monster, a 24 by 40. It is amazing. Lid down, and now it's just a matter of time. Sit back, drink a beer, maintain the fire, and have a good day. I didn't do any spritzing on this cook. I just wanted it to be just the Lone Star and the brisket. Maintain my fire at about 225 to 250. After about 5 hours, this is what we look like. Now once my brisket gets up to stall temperature, about 160 to 170, I go ahead and pull the brisket off the smoker and get it in some foil. In the foil, I like to always add a little bit of apple juice. I use those juice boxes because I have kids and I always have those around. It makes it easy for me. And then I use butter, doesn't matter what kind, it's up to you. And then I always put just a little bit of beef broth in. And I wrap it real tight. I don't want any of those juices to come out. I put a double layer of foil running perpendicular to each other and then pull that foil in nice and tight. You don't want to lose any of that moisture. We're going to put that juice, that wonderful steaming marinade we're making there on top of the brisket when it's all finished. And now is the critical time when you have to decide when to take the brisket off, the most important time of cooking a brisket. And I go by temperature just to get me into the window. I'm looking for 190. When I get up to 190, now I'm using my Thermopin and I'm just kind of probing like you see here. And I want to find out if the brisket is tender, just like if you're sticking that Thermopin in a stick of room butter. And when you get there, you need to pull it off. But it's not about the actual temperature. It's about when it becomes tender. But the temperature is your guide.
Beautifully tender. 203, 202, 201. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off and I'm gonna leave it wrapped in foil just like this. I'm gonna place it in my oven and just let it sit for about 2 hours, just like that.
Look at that Dow Strong knife go right through that brisket, just like butter. Smoke ring's amazing, juicy. Oh my gosh, Lobel's puts out a great brisket. I can't wait to get some more meat from them. When I had the brisket up on one finger, it fell right apart. I couldn't even get it to hold. It was so tender. When you bite into it, it's just that straight, wonderful beef taste, you know, just the right amount of salt, a nice sting from the pepper, and my gosh, it was delicious.
I really appreciate all of your support for Delmarva Backyard. It allows me to do these videos just like this, and it means a lot to me. Your view means a lot to me. When you like, when you comment, it all means a whole lot to me. I can't respond to all the comments, but I don't want you to think that it doesn't mean I don't appreciate you. I appreciate all of your questions, all of your support. If you haven't gone over to Patreon to support Delmarva Backyard, there's a link down in the video description below that'll take you over to Patreon, and there at Patreon, you'll get some exclusive content you won't see here on YouTube. So you need to go over there and check that out, and you know, I'm going to be giving some shout outs and all kinds of stuff. Patreon it gives you that little bit of extra, you know. So if you're looking for that little bit of extra and you want to help support me here at Delmarva Backyard so I can bring more and more videos to you, head over to Patreon. I really appreciate it. Also, any products you see in this video, and there's going to be some awesome products in this video, down below in the video description I'll have links. That way you can get more information, and if you're interested, purchase them. That's what it's all about, guys. Memorial Day. Relaxing, smoking a brisket, drinking a beer, hanging out with friends. Doesn't get any better than that.